At 4ZZZ, we acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we broadcast. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging of the Turrbal and Jagera people. We acknowledge that their sovereignty over this land was never ceded.
And we stand in solidarity with them.
You're listening to Tranzmission on 4ZZZ, amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Brisbane and beyond.
Good morning, you're listening to Tranzmission on 4ZZZ. My name is Sev and I'm going to be your host for today. My pronouns are he and they. And I hope you're doing fabulously this Tuesday morning. And we are settling in for an hour of incredible tunes, discussions, and all-round celebration, because here on Tranzmission, our job is to amplify the voices of our local trans, gender non-conforming, and non-binary community. And before we get into our discussions for the day, let's do a quick roundup of news and events. I'm going to jump straight in on events because I am really excited. This is my favorite time of year. As your resident spooky queer, it is my job to bring the goth all year round. But Halloween is delightful because you'll bring it for me. And obviously, just like every year, the Zeds have amazing Halloween plans, and it is almost time for the Evil Zed. Saturday, 28th of October, from 2 p.m. till 3 a.m. That is a whole chunky day full of incredible entertainment. It's $25 for the whole day, or $20 if you're a 4ZZZ subscriber. This is a fundraising Halloween party. We got D&B, we got techno, we've got 2 stages at Greasebar, Fortitude Valley. There's going to be punk, there's going to be metal, there's going to be great bands, there's going to be great DJs. Honestly, it doesn't matter what else you're doing this Halloween with an event going from 2 p.m. to 3 a.m. I feel like you can drop in to the Evil Zed at Greasebar. It's going to be super, super good. Some of the bands on this lineup: Mitch Please, Asylum, Hot Sex, PhD, Dad Fight, so many more. Again, tons of great DJs, DJ Play Pusher, dancers, just like so much going on. Come on down, check out the Evil Zed. Similarly, because Halloween is happening and the gays love a spooky time, basically over the next couple of weeks you've just got endless Halloween events for the LGBTQIA+ community. Loads going on. And before it gets super, super spooky, this Saturday we have the Wickham Hotel for their Minogue Disco, which looks absolutely stunning. You got Mandy Moobs, Shani T-Bone, Sarah Problemho, Stephanie Stefani, Luna Thick, Crimson Coco, and beats by our babe Richie Lestrange. Also going to be an amazing one. That's this Saturday at the Wickham from 9 o'clock. I put events before news today because I really don't want to talk about the news, hey. Usually it's something I care very, very deeply about and want to put a lot of time and effort into making sure I present to you in a way that is informative and educational and also comes from a place of real care and attention. And this last week or two, honestly, I've been filled with so much emotion, so much rage, disappointment, frustration, and yeah, it's a lot to process, and I don't really feel like I'm the best person to give you news from that state. So as somebody who grew up for most of my life in England, I really do want to just quickly highlight the state of politics for trans folks in the UK right now. The Prime Minister of England, Rishi Sunak, 2 weeks ago came out at the Conservative Party conference and very openly said that he feels personally bullied by the expectations of the trans community to be respected and seen as human beings who are the gender that they are. The fallout across England has been immense. These aren't just discussions about whatever they like to pretend they are, personal freedom of speech, their desire not to, in their words, buy into the fantasies and delusions of others, which is why I can't talk about this without getting angry, sorry. But beyond that, they are talking about stripping trans healthcare from the NHS. They are talking about banning all access to trans healthcare to young people. And there's no way that anyone should be able to hear that news and feel Like, this is just everyday politics. This is children being denied healthcare. This is people being denied life-saving healthcare. And this is a minority of people being outright vilified by the leader of their country, by my old country. So if you can hear my tears and my frustration, please know it's very real, and that I really feel for my siblings in America who have been going through this massively all year, and I really feel for my siblings here in Australia who are not only starting to really see the same surge in anti-trans rhetoric and politics and talking points from cis politicians who don't know shit about trans lives. It is escalating, and it is getting worse, and it is getting more intense, and I don't know that our cis allies can necessarily see that in the same way that we can see that. So this is me kind of just bearing my heart to you over the air to let you know that I'm really afraid, hey? And a lot of us are, and we really, really need our allies. I'm so grateful to have a place like Tranzmission on 4ZZZ to be able to be honest and open about this stuff, and to have a channel to connect directly with my trans, non-binary and gender non-conforming siblings, because there is enough division and separation out in the world trying to keep us down. We need to hear each other's voices, and we need to stand with each other, and our allies need to know what actual barriers and pain we're facing, because I don't know about y'all, but I have been putting on a brave face for a real long time. So that's the news, I guess. And in order to go and dry my face, we are going to cut to some music. And when we come back, I'm really excited to talk to you more about what's going on in the next couple months here in Mianjin.
QLife is Australia's first nationally oriented counselling and referral service for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and intersex or LGBTI people. QLife provides peer-supported telephone and web-based services to diverse people of all ages. They help callers with a range of issues relating to sexuality and gender, including coming out, as well as more general issues such as relationship problems. So remember, you can call the QLife line daily from 5:30pm till 10:30pm on 1800 184 527. And for online chat and support, go to qlife.org.au.
We got a text in on the text line. Hey, Maury, thanks so much for your message. Maury says, hang in there, feel your pain. Still can't believe the majority of Australians are either racist or stupid. Oh, Maury, I feel you. Look, I'm trying not to talk too much about the referendum results currently because I'm still processing my own feelings and have my own really complicated relationship with, white racism and colonialism here in Australia and the impact on Aboriginal people. I was only a few years ago old when it finally kind of came forward in my family that the branches of our family tree that were a little too not white for my ancestors got summarily lopped off from our family histories. And so I've only had a few years of my adult life to even come to any kind of terms with the fact that not only is white Australia always been an absolute lie, but it's a lie perpetuated by white folks even when they know it's a lie to themselves. Like, my family happily convinced themselves and people around them that we didn't have First Nations members of our family. And the more I think about that, the more, obviously, I mean, to Indigenous people, this will be no surprise at all, but this is the power of ignorance and cultural whitewashing, right? That I didn't know, and that I barely even realized that it could be that simple, that all it takes is a couple of generations of silence and then something's a secret forever sometimes. And now I can't think about any other white colonial family that's been in this country for any more than a generation or two and not think there absolutely has to be somewhere in your family tree exactly the same kind of bullshit. And I've not really worked out how to process that yet. And because I've felt, because of this, denied from access to my cultural history, my own history, my understanding of connection to land, and I'm still kind of doing the work of meeting my people and elders and learning and listening and trying not to talk, because honestly, I don't have the right stuff to say. I don't have any stuff to say right now. I need to listen and heal and do the work. So I don't want to have specific feelings about yes or no when it comes to the voice, other than I really care about truth telling. I really care that we're on path to treaty. And I don't know that I have the information to know what the best path to that is, but it's not about me, right? What I will say, though, in response to Maurie's lovely message, is that I probably can believe the majority of Australians are racist. Unfortunately, I fully can believe that. And I think we all need to start believing that. And this doesn't just come from ignorant, angry people are racists and white supremacists, and we can hate them easily, because obviously we hate them easily. But I think for me, the biggest part of... Actually, I just wanted to say something. I was about to say the biggest part of personal decolonisation, but I've been reading a lot recently, and I came across a term that I really appreciated, which was, not about my situation specifically, but in general, when we talk about policies and concepts around decolonisation, I really like the word re-indigenisation. It is kind of messed up that discussions of decolonising still centre the colonial position. So I really like this term of re-indigenising. And I think, that's the framework for discussions of land back and stuff like that. But kind of realising in myself that prejudice, the racism, the inherent racism that we have in our culture, I can't call myself non-racist, having been born, raised, privileged, benefited from systems based in white supremacy my entire life. I can't say I'm not racist, and I desperately want to be anti-racist. But those things kind of have to be the same thing. And believing our country is racist, well, taking the blinkers off, just looking right at it, the fact that we don't have treaty, the fact that we are on unceded, stolen land, and that First Nations people are still the most incarcerated people on the planet and are still massively targeted by corrupt police forces and are socially and economically repeatedly disadvantaged in our community. Well, Australia is a racist country. And I think the more we get comfortable saying it out loud and sitting with it, maybe the less embarrassing it's going to be to call it out in ourselves, and fight it at every turn. That's before we even, I feel it's really important to say here on Tranzmission, binary gender is a colonial construct anyway. Part of re-indigenisation, part of decolonisation, is recognising that strict gender and sexuality rules are colonialism. Until we can look at those barriers as being enforced on us by a colonial, Puritan, religious expectation, it's always going to look like brackets and us's and thems. But the truth is, trans, gender non-conforming, non-binary people have always been here, and they've always been here on this land.
Amplifying the voices of the trans and gender non-conforming community of Meanjin, Brisbane and beyond.
Tranzmission on 4ZZZ brings you the latest in trans community news, music and events.
Every Tuesday from 9am till 10am.
Join our team of hosts for an hour of celebrating the unique perspectives of the trans community.
Tranzmission, Tuesday mornings from 9am till 10am on 4ZZZ.
Now, today I was really hoping to have a lovely local legend in studio with me, but unfortunately that didn't roll out this time, so don't worry, that is coming in future. But to make sure you don't miss out on an absolutely incredible show, I would like to talk about their work even in their absence for just a moment. So coming up on Friday, the 27th of October, we have the very first showing of the one-woman show by Thalia Novela. It's called Subtitles Not Included. This is going to be at the Ron Hurley Theatre in Morningside. Highly, highly recommend checking this show out. Now, I have watched Thalia Novela grow and express themselves as a performer for many years now, and I'm a huge fan. But beyond that, the way that she infuses culture and comedy and just charisma in every ounce of what she does means that, like, she is a powerful, powerful voice. You are going to laugh. You are going to learn a lot. And she's also stunning. So, full package. But this one-woman show looks absolutely incredible. Let me just read you a little bit of information about it. Subtitles Not Included is a storytelling experience of being a gender non-conforming immigrant from a Latin country into Australia. Through the arts of drag, stand-up and burlesque, Thalia Novela will guide you through a journey of hard work, gender expression and love, sharing their experience from navigating cultural shock, going from studying science to cleaning, among other jobs. Thalia also shares their experience with discovering gender, rejecting the notions made by a macho society, and lastly navigating dating as a POC non-conforming queer person in a world that lives by Western standards of beauty. This show is going to be at the Ron Hurley Theatre on the 27th of October from 8:15 to 9:15. It's just a 1-hour, quick, snappy, incredible show. Subtitles Not Included is part of the Backbone Festival. Ticket price is $25 or $10 for mob and trans people of colour. If you would like to get tickets for that, your best bet is to head to backbone.org.au and check there all of the festival programming and look for your tickets for Subtitles Not Included, Thalia Novela. Once again, that's the Ron Hurley Theatre in Morningside. Highly recommend. And we're going to try and get Thalia on here someday soon so you can hear the incredible things she has to say. The last time I saw her do a stand-up act at a variety drag show, the way she can hold and captivate an audience, the way that we all went from watching heinously sexy, kink-inspired drag and burlesque to watching some fabulous local artist who I absolutely adore painting a portrait with a paintbrush inserted somewhere uncomfortable, talking about you, Micah Rusticelli. Between all of that, to have somebody like Thalia Novela come up and tell incredible jokes with just this sweet, charismatic flair. Perfection. Please go support a local legend and a brand new one-person show. Very, very exciting. Beyond that, it's the Halloween season, which means it is absolutely all happening. And like I said earlier in the show, I really hope on Saturday, the 28th of October, you will come and join us for the Evil Zed at Greaser Bar. That's 2 p.m. till 3 a.m. So no excuses. You can find time to come on in. And remember, that entry is discounted if you are a subscriber. $25 for everyone and $20 for 4ZZZ subscribers, because subscribing to 4ZZZ gives you more than just a warm inner glow. It also gives you discounts and loads of perks at a ton of our supporting businesses and friends. If you are not currently a 4ZZZ subscriber but would like to be, want to know what those perks look like, it's more than just texting in and having your name read on the radio and me playing the songs you request, although it's also that. But there are loads of benefits to being a subscriber, and deep down, the biggest one is that it means that we get to keep doing what we're doing. Your money means that community radio can thrive, that we can continue to be people-powered radio, talking about the stuff that matters and supporting creativity and independent journalism. I wouldn't be able to talk about trans rights, trans news, and trans issues the way that I am able to with such a loving and open audience if it weren't for the power of 4ZZZ and, therefore, our beautiful subscribers. If you're interested in supporting, please check us out, 4ZZZ.org.au/support. We are just about to wrap up. It has been a slightly emotional morning, so I am very grateful for you all for sticking with me, for the lovely texts I've had on the text line. Thank you all out there. It really does mean the world to feel seen and heard and to have a platform for which to talk about things that are super important. I'm going to wish you all a very, very beautiful morning. Hope that this weather continues delightfully, and ask that you will put a little positive thought out there into the world for my poor, sweet little kitten who is currently staying at the vet's and going in for surgery today, and another reason that I'm a big weepy mess. So wish us luck. Thanks for listening to Transmission. You're listening to 4ZZZ.
Thank you so much for listening to Transmission. See you next Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ.